Hey, welcome to the Sports Reverends podcast. My name is Dan.
And my name's Drew.
We're no experts, but we are
the Sports Reverends.
Hey, welcome to the Sports Reverends podcast. How you doing, Sports Reverend Drew?
Good. Exciting time. Playoff baseball, playoff basketball, quarter way through the football season. Ready to talk some sports.
Yes, I love it. I look forward to our weekly pod. Talking sports is like my favorite thing to do. So let's get right into it. Let's get into some of this quick hitter news from around the sports world. The Titans-Bills game has been moved to Tuesday after Tennessee's COVID-19 breakout, which means the Week 6 game of the Chiefs versus Bills on Thursday is moved to Sunday.
The Atlanta Braves are waiting on the winner of Dodgers and Padres, which could be over tonight, and the non-cheating Astros are waiting on the winner of the Yankees and the Rays.
The Lakers look to wrap up NBA Finals tomorrow as they lead 3-1 over the Heat.
Alex Lafreniere goes number 1 overall to the Rangers. And now a word from our sponsors.
Have you ever thought about how well your investments are performing? Have you wanted to understand how the stock market works and how you can look after your financial future, but have been unsure of where or even how to get started? Train to Invest is North America's leading investment education and training corporation with the sole purpose of providing a new way of thinking about wealth management. Through teaching, training, and coaching individuals in both the art and science of self-directed investing, Train to Invest offers a complete education and training experience to empower families to begin their journey of planning for future generations through investment education. To find out more, look at www.traintoinvest.com and download our free ebook. Again, www.train2invest.com to find more information about our program and download our free ebook.
Okay, let's talk some NBA Finals. LeBron James, Anthony Davis are up 3-1 over the Miami Heat, the wounded Miami Heat. Let's start with this. Drew, do you think this Finals deserves to have an asterisk on it? Sorry, this playoffs, however they call it, however they rank it, the playoffs and as a whole, this season.
I don't think so. I think this would be more of a series if Miami Heat would be fully stacked up. But if you're not going to put one beside last year's, you can't put one beside this year's, I don't think.
I'll just say this. Well, okay. The Miami Heat are missing their leading scorer in the playoffs. But I wouldn't put an asterisk by it because of injuries or anything like that. But there has to be an asterisk put by this playoffs and season just because it's different. Shortened season plus the play-in games. Just like Tim Duncan, I think it's 98-99 in his first championship. That season was shortened. That has an asterisk beside it. It's not necessarily mean it's a sullied season. It just means that it's different. So I would still put an asterisk by it, but like most players have been saying, and a lot of people from around the league, they say that this might be the toughest championship of all time, being in a bubble.
Yeah, that's probably true. But I think we're still getting some good basketball from two good teams. I mean, Jimmy Butler's been playing out of his mind, but
big time.
But I think the Lakers were going to win no matter what anyways. So they've got two of the best players in the league on the same floor, and playing at the top of their game. It's pretty hard to beat that.
So do the Lakers close it out tomorrow night?
I hope not. I hope to have a longer series, but I really feel like it's over.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think LeBron James has a massive night as well, just to secure his Finals MVP. I could see them playing up the narrative a little bit too if they get up big. I could see AD just deferring to him a little bit just to get him that MVP, Finals MVP. But yeah, I think it's done tomorrow. NBA is going to be into the off season starting Saturday, which is going to be an exciting time. Do you think this series would have gone longer if Goran Dragic and Bam Adebayo was healthy?
Oh, I think so. I think Jimmy Butler proved that he is a top level player, and you give him two solid, B+ to A players beside him. I think they make this a series, because after you get by Anthony Davis and LeBron, which is hard to do, but they don't have a lot behind that. Like,
no.
Who was their
Caldwell
next
Pope
scorer?
has been their saving grace.
And
I believe Caldwell Pope is leading the playoffs in 3-pointers made, or at least the Lakers. I mean,
like 3 out of 5 of their starters wouldn't start on most teams. I'd say 90% of the teams in the league,
which is wild.
Like Dwight Howard, KCP, and Danny Green, those are bench players.
Well, maybe Dwight. The way Dwight's playing in the playoffs.
Dwight played 7 minutes.
Yeah, okay, that's true. The league is totally gone the way of the big man dying. So yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, Markieff Morris is putting up 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's the like bad 12th, Morris. He's a 12th. Twin. Yeah, he's a 12th man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's probably true. Man, this is crazy. LeBron getting his 4th ring, most likely. Does that change your all-time ranking for him? Where did you have him in your all-time ranking?
I probably have him 2 or 3, probably.
Yeah.
But
do you remember where you had him before?
I don't remember. I know we talked about this. I'm not overly passionate about it, but I am passionate that MJ is number 1. But I think this, by the end of his career, he'll secure number 2 for sure. Yeah.
I'll get to that in a second. I'll just say, for sure, yeah, I had him at 6 before this championship. I'm now moving him to 3. I'm still keeping Kobe in front of him with the 5 championships just in front of him. But I was transitioning. I've been saying this. I know a few other people have been saying this as well, that the Lakers are actually going to be way better next year than they are this year. They have the opportunity to retool that sorry bench that they have, maybe pick up even a few more starters. Probably Avery Bradley's back as well. That's what's scary. They're going to be so good next year, which then goes to what you're saying is that's going to secure. If LeBron gets a 5th championship, definitely secures him as number 2.
But I think we also have to look out for some teams that are going to be coming back next year as well, retooled.
True.
We still haven't seen the Brooklyn Nets as a whole group, because I still think that KD at the top of his game right now would be the best player in the league.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Everyone's still crowning LeBron, but they forget about KD.
I think LeBron is the 3rd or 4th best player in the league right now. This version of LeBron is the 3rd or 4th best player in the league when everyone's
healthy.
You have
Anthony Davis above him?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And then Giannis, right?
Yeah, I've got KD, Giannis, AD, LeBron.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much right there as well. I don't know.
Kawhi.
Obviously, Kawhi's probably number 5 for me right now. I had him way higher, but factoring in not playing during the season, basically, it makes a difference. Okay, so I think that's good for NBA talk. We think they're wrapping up. Obviously, I'm excited to see the Warriors next year. I think they're going to make a big splash, and Steph Curry's going to come back with vengeance. Klay Thompson as well. I think he's got something to prove that he's not.
I think people sleep on Klay Thompson all the time. One of the best two-way players in the league.
Big time. I think he's a top 10 player in this league, and he's going to show it this year or this next season.
And they still have Wiggins, right?
Yep, they got Wiggins. They got the number 2 draft pick.
Do you think they'll deal Wiggins, or do you think they'll keep him?
I think they're going to keep Wiggins. He's going to fit their offense really well. He's a great slasher. And And him being the number 3 or 4 scorer will take so much pressure off him. He's going to fit really well in that offense. We'll see him thrive, I think. So watch out for those Warriors. I'm telling you. Okay, that's enough NBA talk. NBA is wrapping up probably tomorrow. Let's transition to the National Football League. We're going to continue with our Brady Belichick saga. And, oh, wait, Drew, I have to ask you this random question first. I had to ask you this since, we're sports reverends. Before we get to NFL, I have to ask this question, okay? I've been thinking about this all day. If you had to choose one biblical character to be the best player out of all the biblical characters in basketball, which one would you choose?
In basketball.
Well, I think that's the easiest one to look at because football, there's too many positions and sizes and all that stuff matter differently. I think basketball is the easiest to measure, or maybe hockey.
Yeah, I don't know. Like football would have been easier for me. I would have just said Samson. Like, right?
Samson, what position would he play in football?
I don't know, like put him as a defensive end or something, or linebacker, right?
Be like Khalil Mack or something, eh?
Yeah.
I think if we stick with football, then I think I would choose someone like, I don't know, David, because he's got that accuracy, that pinpoint accuracy is what I'll go with. But I was going to choose David also for 3-point shooting. So I'm just saying. That's where the league's going. Okay, let's get to this NFL. Brady, Belichick, saga. Who has impressed you more after last week? Both Brady and Belichick, I believe, put on quite the show. And Brady right now is in business, but we won't give any of that away. I'll let you talk.
Who's impressed me more is your question?
Yeah, after last week.
After last week, okay. What did New England do last week?
They played the Chiefs on the Monday Nighter.
Oh, right. Yeah.
On the moved Monday Nighter where they had to get off the plane on Monday.
Okay, here's my thing. Tom Brady has not impressed me all that much. I think I said this last podcast. Like, with all the weapons that he has, this is what he should be doing. I think he should be putting up these kind of numbers. Like, he had a great day, 5 touchdowns, no doubt.
Right.
But you're also playing the LA Chargers, who are not rookie quarterback, are not the powerhouse that they were. Like, they do have some good defensive players, but they're a little banged up. And I just think Belichick has impressed me so much more with this depleted defense that he has, with the sort of plug and play quarterback situation, like not knowing all week that they weren't going to be with Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And still giving the Chiefs a good game. Like, the Chiefs are one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL. Yeah. And, they had them worried in the first half.
They're kind of like an all-time team, to be honest, the Chiefs. I think that's how good they are.
Especially offensively, like everything from the offensive line. You talk about speed with Tyreek Hill. You got Travis Kelce, one of the best tight ends in the league. Patrick Mahomes can do whatever he wants.
That rookie running back's the real deal.
Yeah, he's the real deal. One of the best kickers in the game, even to special teams. Like, they've got a great team.
Their defense is good too, actually. Their defense is top 5.
Yeah, that's always been their downfall, is their defense, and I don't think that you can still run on them quite a bit, but yeah, their defense is really coming around. So I think Belichick has impressed me more. I think the Bucs will have more wins at the end of the season. I'll have to take back I think I said the Patriots were going to still win the AFC East, but I'm going to have to change that pick. I don't know why I said that, because I love the Bills.
No, you said the Bills. The Bills. I said the Patriots.
Okay. But yeah, that's my answer, Belichick.
Yeah, I think I'll just say this. Tom Brady definitely impressed me last week. he kind of showed that he still has it. He's right now he's having a better season than the last two, because he has better weapons. I think it was Coach Arians that said, he said without Tom Brady, they would have got destroyed last game if they had. I think he was referring to if they had their ex quarterback that is now with the Saints. Yeah, Jameis Winston. But to be fair, yeah, he threw 5 touchdowns. He also threw another pick 6, and I think I agree with you. He's definitely not showing out the way we expected him to. It is early in the season. It could get a lot better. He is playing right now against the Bears, and the Bears are decent, but he's not lighting it up. But to see those Patriots go at the Chiefs with Brian Hoyer and then switching quarterbacks, like that's so un-Patriot like to switch quarterbacks at halftime. To Stidham, and they still competed. And there were so many bad calls. That one bad call where Mahomes was sack fumbled, I think they called it or maybe even would have technically been a pick, and they called him in the grass. Like, that was horrible. That could have been a game-changing turnover right there, especially without Cam Newton. They need every little piece of help they can get, and there was another roughing the player out of bounds call that was just really bad as well. They barely touched him, and that kind of turned the game as well. But I will say this: the Patriots did make mistakes that Cam Newton probably wouldn't make. Like Hoyer at the end of the second quarter got sacked instead of having enough time for at least a field goal. Like, you cannot take a sack while that clock is running down. He's a seasoned veteran, shouldn't take that sack. So that would have tied it up right there. Then they would have had the ball back. So interestingly, it was very interesting. I think the Patriots defense bottled up the Chiefs incredibly. I've never really seen them that bottled up. So I think for sure Belichick is taking this right now and showing how great he is. And that's scary. Before we continue with any more NFL talk, let's hear a word from our sponsors. With no sports to watch on TV, esports have been shooting off the charts. What are esports, you may ask? Well, basically, it's competitive video gaming. Esports are fun to watch, and my favorite gamer to watch is a guy named Vandalized. Vandalized plays a variety of consoles and games, including the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What makes him so unique is that he plays these games with the controller upside down. It is a talent unlike any other. You can check his Twitch stream out, and you can find the link in the Sports Reverends Instagram bio. Or you can search him up on Twitch, Vandalized, with 2 Z's or Z's. His control will be upside down. All right, welcome back. We're going to continue in our NFL talk. The Sports Reverends top 5 NFL teams, because we're at the quarter of the season finished. We're going to give you our top 5 of power rankings, I guess. So, Drew, why don't you kick us off?
All right. Do we want to go 5-1 or do we want to go 1-5?
Let's go 5-1. Come on, 5-1.
Okay. Well, I think the top 4 are obvious. It's just order, I think. But yeah. Number 5, I have the Baltimore Ravens. A complete team. Their one loss is to the Kansas City Chiefs, which is not a bad loss if you're looking at your schedule. They did look bad in that game. Lamar Jackson looked bad in that game. But I still think when you look top to bottom, if they go out and start to play like they're supposed to, run the ball, keep the other team off the field, I think they're the top 5 team.
Yeah, the only other 3-1 teams are the Browns, the Colts, a couple in the NFC are the Bears and the Bucks and the Rams. So I think for sure, absolutely.
And we have the Titans and Steelers both at 3-0, but they were supposed to play each other this week.
Right.
So
they're disqualified. They're not even at the 4th game. That's probably the Titans could actually qualify for a loss if it's found out that they have been irresponsible with their COVID-19 protocols, eh? So that's something that's in the works here. But all right, what's next? What do we got next here?
Number 4, I've got the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is playing out of his mind.
Big time.
Like I predicted, took him in all my fantasy leagues, and everyone made fun of me. But who's laughing now? The addition of Stephon Diggs has been huge, and their defense is always great. Yeah.
Is this the first game back of what's that guy? Norman? Josh Norman? Was that his first game back this last week? The corner for the Bills.
I don't know.
I think it was his first game back against the Raiders, and he was a difference maker, like huge difference maker. I could be wrong on that, but he played out of his mind.
I wouldn't even have been able to tell you that they picked up Josh Norman. I didn't even know he was still in the NFL.
Yeah, no, he had a chip on his shoulder for sure. And what I'm pretty sure of is that as his first game back, and that totally raised the level of their defense. Because I will say their defense, the first 3 games, actually, honestly, their competition hasn't been great for the first 4 games. Your fantasy pick of Josh Allen might change a little. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
Well, that's why I have him number 4, just because they are 4-0. But yeah,
and the Raiders were just sullied with injuries. Come on.
Yeah,
that game.
That's true.
That game would have been a bit different, but
all right.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3, Seattle Seahawks.
Ooh, number 3. Okay.
Number 3. Yeah.
It's the way they're winning, right?
Yeah.
They're
Russell Wilson is the man. Yeah. I think he's the best quarterback in football. Especially when you look at the weapons that he has. They are getting better weapons. Like DK Metcalf is the real deal. Tyler Lockett is balling right now. Yeah.
Hey, Greg Olson's been all right.
Yeah, and their defense, Jamal Adams has really added to their defense. Betting the Cowboys are wishing they got him. But
Cowboys
they need something to do to their defense. But yeah,
everybody.
The reason why I have them number 3 is just because even though their defense is better, I don't think they're all the way there up front. They're still a little weak, and their offensive line is very bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Number 2.
What? They have to
I was just gonna say they're definitely we have to remember that they're definitely in win now mode too because of that pickup of Jamal Adams. You know, they've mortgaged a lot of their future. So that's troubling going forward. All right, number 2.
Yeah, number 2. I was tempted to put them number 1 just because they're my team, but the Packers have just looked unreal. The best point differential in the league. Aaron Rodgers is playing like the MVP quarterback that we thought he would. I think we all agreed on that he would play well this year. Even without Devontae Adams.
This good though?
I didn't expect this good, especially when you take away Devontae Adams.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. And Lazard.
Yeah. Lazard comes out of nowhere. He goes down, and then Robert Tonyan comes out of nowhere, undrafted. Undrafted tight end gets 3 touchdowns. Ballin'. And I don't know if you caught this, but they were mocking Patrick Mahomes when they started counting the touchdowns on their fingers.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Mahomes did it the week before. He started just counting the touchdowns on his fingers. And
nice.
Robert Tonyan and Rodgers did the same thing. It was so funny. Their defense is solid.
Keep going.
Their defense is solid this year. I like it. Aaron Jones is a beast. And Jamal Williams, they've got a 2-headed monster as a running back. Yeah. And when all their pieces come back, I don't think Devontae Adams said he was well enough to play this week. But they kept him out, so he'll be back. They've got a bye week this week, and they'll be back the next week with a full strength Devontae Adams.
That's scary. I will say this: Aaron Rodgers dropped an all-time quote this week. He was on someone's podcast, and they're talking about Aaron Rodgers having down years, and Aaron Rodgers was like, "Yeah, well, my down years, they're like some quarterbacks, all-time great years, all career years. So I'll take that." And that just shows you like the grit, the grind of Aaron Rodgers. I love it. I love that he could be he's playing unbelievable right now.
And 13 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Incredible.
Actually, I'd have to double check this, but I don't think the Packers have turned the ball over at all this year.
Wow.
Through 4 games, which is pretty
unreal.
That's
unreal. And on top of that, with like you said, missing all those weapons, and he turned Lazard into a top 10 receiver statistically.
I don't think Alan Lazard is that good, but
no,
Aaron Rodgers is that good. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is the best quarterback at throwing guys open.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and so that's why this question of the top quarterback is just so difficult, right? We'll get to that later, though. Okay, so number 1, we all obviously know Patrick Mahomes.
Kansas City Chiefs. They're the champs, and until someone knocks off the champs, I guess they're still the champs.
Do you think Coach last week said they could go 16-0? Do you think that could happen?
Oh, I wouldn't put it past them. But like I said in the offseason, I don't see this team winning another Super Bowl after giving Mahomes that big contract. Now I might have to eat my words there.
Yeah.
They look really
don't worry,
good.
I'm saving that clip. Don't worry.
But yeah, they're the best team in football right now, top to bottom. Tyrann Mathieu on the back end is playing unreal.
Nasty.
No one wants to go at the Honey Badger right now. No. And they got the defensive ends rushing, and their rookie running back is coming. I didn't think he was going to be that good. But
no way, man. Like he's balling. Even that pick 6 Tyrann Mathieu had, like Edelman should have caught the ball, but it got deflected, and his reflexes to like snag that and then take it to the house, like unreal.
Yeah.
All right, I love it. That's Sports Reverends top 5. You let us know if you think we're wrong, because I agree exactly with Sports Rev Drew. Now we're gonna help you guys with your fantasy teams. All right, your NFL fantasy teams. Because let's be honest, you're probably in trouble. You're probably not doing as good as you wanted.
And you're probably not doing as good as me.
So the fun thing about this is that me and Sports Reverend Drew are going against each other in that auction draft league. And we're going to see how we do. But first, before we get anywhere else, what are some players that you think people need to drop? We'll start with drop them. Who are we dropping?
Who are we dropping?
It's a good question. It's a tough question, actually.
That's a tough question.
Let's assume this, okay?
Okay.
It's like a 12-man league, okay? And there's not much in the draft and not much in the waiver wire. But you need something. Okay. Who we dropping?
Who are we dropping? That's such a tough question. I guess we should have thought about this a bit more. I'd be dropping.
Can I start?
Yeah, go ahead. You start, because I have somebody that I did drop this week that I'll get to.
Well, okay. I will say this. There's some running back. There's a running back that there's a few running backs that have just let me down consistently. One of them being David Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
One of them being Eckler.
Yeah.
And obviously, oh man, there's more than a few. There's Melvin Gordon, and there's also Le'Veon Bell.
Melvin Gordon's been good.
Oh no, so not Melvin Gordon. What's his name? Guy with Falcons. Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
Todd Gurley. Come on. Sorry, not Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon's been good. Who do you think we should drop?
I think you drop Todd Gurley out of that out of that crew.
Yeah.
Um,
Le'Veon Bell's coming back in less than 3 weeks, I think.
the other guy that I dropped that a lot of people were quick to pick up was Rex Burkhead. I think you can go ahead and drop him. I don't think they're going to be using him with this
that Patriots
Damian Harris coming back.
Yeah,
is a guy that
solid, man.
If we talk about pick up Damian Harris.
That's solid
for the New England Patriots.
He's a big boy, can move. My goodness.
I've had him on my IR all year, waiting on him to come.
Nice. That's clutch. All right, who else we got for drop him?
I was gonna say Leonard Fournette, but I don't know. Like, what do you think? Ronald Jones has been running. Like, he's been real good, but Fournette had that one big game. I don't know. We might have to put him in that stash him category. Maybe keep him.
Yeah.
Down the road.
Okay. I like it. Let's hold on him. Okay.
Yeah. Let's wait and see.
Okay. We got.
You pick one.
Okay. How about this? A lot. Obviously, see when it's a heavy filled league, it's so hard to drop a player even if he's average. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least that's what I find. But what are your thoughts on? I know Joe Mixon had a huge game last week. Ooh. He's gonna continue to be a workhorse, but he's so streaky when it comes to fantasy points. He could get you 80 yards, but is 80 yards a good fantasy day for you?
It depends how deep your league is. Like,
right.
I think you hold on to Joe Mixon. I was actually mad about Joe Mixon until last week. I exited our draft and got auto drafted Joe Mixon, and I was really upset about it. But he
is consistent. He's consistent at getting touches for sure. He's going to be a workhorse. That's why you can't really drop him, but he's frustrating.
I think fantasy owners have been so disappointed in the last 2 years. Like, coming into this year, he's not a guy that was even on my radar for wanting on my team. And now he's sort of piqued my interest a little bit. It's like, oh, maybe I'll keep this guy around. I've got another answer for drop him.
Okay.
Brandon Cooks from the Houston Texans. Do you remember when Brandon Cooks was really good?
Yeah. The top receiver on the Rams.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah, he stinks. So
will that change though? Will that change with the firing of Bruce Arians? That should have been in our quick hitter news. The firing of coach and general manager Bruce Arians of the Houston Texans. Will that light a fire?
Bruce Arians?
Sorry. That's totally wrong. That's Tampa's guy. What's his name? What's his name, Drew? What's his name? Do you forget too?
Come on, you got another guess?
Oh my goodness, it's killing me. Bill O'Brien. Oh my goodness.
Where do you even close?
I don't even know why. It's because I'm watching. Okay, for anyone viewing me right now, give me a break. I'm literally staring at Bruce Arians on the screen because Tampa Bay is playing the Bears right now. Okay, Bill O'Brien, one of the worst GM/coaches of all time. Okay.
Yeah, he thinks he's Bill Belichick.
Yeah, sent away DeAndre Hopkins and goes 0-4 to start.
For David Johnson,
exactly. And gave them a pick. Okay.
Yeah. David Johnson was fantasy relevant 5 years ago.
Exactly. Maybe that's another. I don't know if I'd drop him, but stash him maybe. But anyways, the last game he won, I don't remember, was before the loss to the Chiefs there in the playoffs. And he's gone 0-4 this year. They let him go. So do you think there's something to it? Do you think maybe there's going to be something new? Will Fuller?
I think Will Fuller's really good.
He's also injury prone.
David Johnson, what's wrong with David Johnson? He was the best. He was one of the best.
He was the best.
Yeah.
Within the last 3 years, for sure.
Yeah.
Fantasy-wise.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.
And they have one of the best quarterback talents in the league.
Big time.
And he's young, and they're wasting him. And, he's getting they have shaped up that offensive line a little bit. But he just gets destroyed back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're still on drop him for Cooks, though, eh?
Oh, drop him for Cooks. Drop him for another one is Jarvis Landry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he's usually a catch machine, but I think with the additions that that the Browns have made, Kareem Hunt is probably their second best receiver.
For sure.
On the team. With the breakout game of OBJ, I don't know if that's a trend. He's a game I'd probably
OBJ stay healthy?
Yeah. OBJ,
right?
If you have him on your team, I'd say shop him right now. See what you can get.
Him.
Sell
him.
Sell. Like what would you say you'd take for OBJ? Who would
if you can swing a running back that is, that it's like solid, I'd take him.
Like I'd take an RB2 for OBJ.
Yeah, I'm down with that. 100%. And you could totally get that right now.
Because OBJ can have games like that where he has 40 points, or he can get you 0.
Yeah.
And I'd just rather have a running back that gets me 15 to 20 points every week than have a random 40-point.
Exactly. And Cleveland is definitely still moving towards run first for sure for the rest of this year. Yeah. Even though Nick Chubb is out, we'll get to some of these waiver wire pickups, so be one of these Cleveland backs.
Yeah, I definitely pick up that backup.
Dearness Johnson.
Yeah,
is what I was holding out on.
Yeah,
for pick him up.
Yeah, because I think he is the new Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
that Kareem Hunt was to Nick Chubb.
Exactly.
Like they want to go run first, and Kareem Hunt's not going to be in there 90% of the snaps.
And that's what makes Baker Mayfield able to be a even better than average quarterback in this league is that when they're run first, they have a consistent run game.
They need to get Austin Hooper going too. He was one of the best tight ends in football last year, and just out of nowhere. And also one of my big picks for this year, Hayden Hurst. You got to wait on him. I think just stash him. I was heavy on him at the beginning of the year, but I still
have so many weapons.
I know, but think about how much they used Austin Hooper last year. I think Hayden Hurst is athletic enough and has the catching ability to do that. I think they just need to get used to each other.
Okay, if you're saying stash Hurst, what do you do with Gage?
I don't think Russell Gage will be a consistent fantasy threat.
Yeah.
I think Ridley and Jones suck up too much of the action. Here's something. Who would you rather have, Julio Jones or Calvin Ridley?
Yeah, that's killing me. Last week, I was going to say Ridley, and I picked Ridley. I literally have in this silly league that I'm in, the House of Commons Fantasy Football League. They need a lot of fantasy help. I'll tell you they do. Because I have Julio and Calvin Ridley and a bunch of other players. I have Julio, Calvin Ridley, Amari Cooper, and Tyler Lockett as my receivers. So I had to make a choice. Am I going to take Julio or Calvin Ridley? And I went with Calvin Ridley, and he got me 0 points, Drew.
Yeah, I know.
0 points.
He's on two of my teams.
This week, they're projecting Calvin Ridley to kill it and Julio to do 5 points. So I don't know. I think I'm always going to lean toward Julio from now on, just because he's a beast and he does it all. If he's healthy, if everyone's healthy, I'm taking Julio. It's just a question of health right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sort of towards you. Julio just went through that long stretch where he didn't catch any touchdowns.
Right.
He was getting all that yardage and no touchdown looks. And I think that sort of sticks in my mind when I always think I'd rather have Calvin Ridley, because he seems to get the get the touchdown scores, but it's very close. They're two really good receivers. Yeah, and their team stinks.
And a clear, obvious drop them. If you have them already, like myself in one of my leagues, drop the Cowboys defense. They'll get you -9 or 10 points.
Yeah, they're not good.
And they're just really, really bad. Yeah,
They
really
are
bad.
super bad.
But if you want, pick them up. Pick up CeeDee Lamb. Pick him up if you can. He's the real deal. 2 touchdowns and like 80 yards last week. Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else? I actually have another waiver wire pickup. You already said Damian Harris, right?
Yep.
What do you think of Justin Jackson on the Chargers?
Oh, I love him. I've been holding on to him, waiting for him to break out.
Love it. If he's available, pick him up. I'm with you.
I only put him in my lineup because I had an injury that week that he broke out.
Nice.
But now I don't think he's leaving my lineup, so I have to figure out what to do. But yeah, I love him. I think he fits that team well. Yeah, I think he'll keep going. Another fantasy, if you're talking about dropping the Cowboys defense, I'd pick up the Colts defense. They're the real like, I think 2 weeks ago they got like 24 fantasy points, which is ridiculous. They got 2 touchdowns. And they're going up against the Browns. Baker Mayfield throws picks.
Yep.
And yeah.
They're not going to run over the Colts defense like they did the Cow. They're not going to run for 307 yards.
No. I don't think people know about the Colts defense. Like I think they sleep on them a little bit. So yeah, they're probably available in some leagues.
I'm going to give you a stash 'em, Drew. I'm going to say it. It's probably tough for you to swallow or whoever has them is AJ Green. Stash him. Joe Burrow is picking him up. I'm saying stash him. After last game, I'm telling you, they're gonna the chemistry is there.
No,
and I believe I'm with. Where is this guy? Where's Cody? Where's Cody at? He's I'm with you, Cody. I believe in Joe Burrow. You're still gonna win 3 games this year, but I still believe in Joe Burrow. And AJ Green is gonna have a good year. I think he's gonna finish strong.
AJ Green. Another guy like David Johnson. He's sort of like David Johnson. He was relevant a while ago.
He got hurt. AJ Green's got more injuries. I don't know what David Johnson's problem is. Okay. How about we switch to this? A couple people that we have questions about that most people probably have. Okay. What do you do like AJ Green? Okay. What do you do with someone like Rob Gronkowski?
If you're playing in a league with people that don't know football, I'd try to trade him to them because Rob Gronkowski is a big name that someone might think, oh, he's still really good, but he's not. He's an extra offensive lineman for that team. And
big time.
So I'd either drop him, or if someone's dumb enough to trade for him, go for it.
I'm taking the Cowboys backup tight end over him, Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
He's actually doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, what about T.Y. Hilton?
T.Y. Hilton, I think you got to hang on to. I think he is super good. And Phillip Rivers, maybe they just need to work on some chemistry there. Like, Phillip Rivers is a good quarterback. He's not as good as he once was. But T.Y. is very fast, very good. And I'm sure they'll turn around. Maybe not this week against the Ravens. But, or no, they're not playing the Ravens. Never mind. They're playing the Browns, right?
I think so. Yeah. The Colts are playing the Browns.
Hey, I'd start T.Y. this week.
Sounds good. Okay. If you guys have any more fantasy questions, we'll tell you what's right because your team probably needs help. And, Drew and I are pretty good. We're good at what we do. And this week we're going to have a good showdown. And I'll just go ahead and say this. I guarantee a win. over Drew this week. Drew, are we gonna have a friendly farmer's bet on this?
I don't know. Your team's projected to score 20 more points than mine. I'm trying to see why.
The drafting skills, the way I put it together.
Man, what about Zach Ertz? Can we talk about Zach Ertz for a second?
Let's talk about Zach Ertz.
Because Zach Ertz is in my lineup right now, and what is wrong with Zach Ertz?
I think I like Dallas Goedert a little bit better. Is it Zach Ertz's fault or is it Carson Wentz's fault?
I don't know. Like they do two tight end sets a lot, and it just seems like every opposing team is so geared towards Zach Ertz that Dallas Goedert's open. So I think it's because Zach Ertz is good is the problem.
And maybe because their outside guys are all hurt right now. Alshon on that rookie.
Yeah, Rieger,
right? If those guys were back, maybe Zach Ertz, has less attention. So maybe. So I would say stash him. And okay, same with Alshon Jeffrey. What do I do with him? I have Alshon in that league.
Oh, you got to drop him.
Drop him? He's coming back in a week or two.
He did the same thing last year, though. Like, he came off of injury. He didn't do much when he came back.
Can Nick Foles just come back and throw for the Eagles? Because they all decide to catch the ball for him and not drop it and win championships.
Yeah.
I don't really want that, actually.
I still think I'm going to beat you this week. I'm still trying to decide what to do with my offensive player situation. Got Damian Harris.
It's going to be a tough one. But I already guarantee to win, so it doesn't matter what I say from now on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump to this last bit of the NFL talk. Who's our NFL MVP right now? NFL MVP.
Oh, this is such a tough thing to go on right now.
I'll just say this.
I've got it narrowed down to two.
Okay, I'll just say one thing first. How has Russell Wilson never had an MVP vote before?
It's ridiculous.
Like, that's insanity to me.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, go ahead. I interrupted.
Yeah, like Russell Wilson not having an MVP vote is insane. Because he's been so consistent as the best quarterback in like top 2, top 3 for the last 3 or 4 years.
Big time. I'm with you.
And everyone's like, I love Aaron Rodgers. I love the Packers, and everyone talks about, oh, he's got the best QBR of all time. And if Russell Wilson has the same year that he's had, like the average of his last 3 seasons this year, he'll pass Aaron Rodgers this year as the best, as the top QBR of all time. And he's way younger than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Like, I think Russell Wilson's what, 29, 30? Like,
yeah. Aaron Rodgers is what, 36?
Yeah, 36. And so I've got it narrowed down to 2. I've got it. Russell Wilson is off to a historic pace of
he's on record to break Peyton Manning's touchdown record by 10. By
16, 2 interceptions. And again, you just look at the weapons. Like, I know Metcalf and Lockett are good receivers, but he's got no offensive line. Chris Carson is an average at best running back. Like, they just feed him a lot. That's why he's got stats.
Yeah.
They're a run-first offense, and he's putting up these touchdown numbers, and it's ridiculous. So,
I said it last week. He's got the best long ball of all time.
Oh, it's such a sweet-looking ball.
Yeah.
But you can't ignore what Aaron Rodgers is doing this year.
Yeah.
With, again, Devontae Adams has been out. and
Lazard. You can't forget Lazard.
I know. I keep forgetting Lazard, but the only reason why we talk about Lazard is because Adams is out.
Yeah, and because Aaron Rodgers makes him in the top 10. So
yeah. So 13 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 70% of his passes completed, 300 yards a game. Like, and who does he have? Nobody.
Yeah, that's
like, he's passing to his running backs more than his receivers right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so you don't got Patrick Mahomes in there, eh?
Yeah, I don't.
Just because his team's so good.
Yeah,
But he's also so good.
Yeah, it's sort of like picking LeBron James as MVP of the league, like
every year.
Every year, right? Like,
right.
It would get boring. Like, why wasn't MJ the MVP every year of his career?
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's
like,
true.
I'm not comparing Mahomes to MJ, but like, yeah, he's definitely in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I just like Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers.
And what Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers have done with less, is insane.
I think I give the credit where they're at the disadvantage, right?
If you took another solid quarterback, let's say Tom Brady, okay, and you put him on the Chiefs, do the Chiefs not be 4-0 right now? 100% they still will be.
I think you put an average at like, I don't even want to say that. Like, you could put Kirk Cousins in there.
Yeah.
Like, and I think they'd be 4-0.
I think so too. But if you put Patrick Mahomes where Aaron Rodgers was, or Russell Wilson, will they be undefeated?
Yeah, I don't know if they do better or worse. Like,
because
Aaron Rodgers is such a good, like, I know Patrick Mahomes is an improviser too, but Aaron Rodgers just has a way about him that he's so calm and he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Especially this year after them
Big
drafting
time.
a first-round quarterback.
Yeah.
Another guy who I'll just add, you can't ignore right now. I don't think he'll stick around in this conversation, but Josh Allen.
He's balling.
You can't ignore what he's doing.
No, he's balling.
And he's doing it with his legs too. He's got 3 rushing touchdowns, 12 passing touchdowns, only 1 interception.
Who do the Bills play next?
The Bills.
Bills got the. What was last week? Bills on Tuesday. They have Tennessee. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Tennessee's
that'll be their best competition so far.
Yeah.
So
all you have to do is stop Derrick Henry.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Yeah, say that to his face. Okay, so if you had to choose one, who you're choosing?
I think you got to pick Russell Wilson right now.
I'm with you. I'm going Russell Wilson as well. I echo pretty much everything you're saying.
I guarantee he at least gets a vote.
Yeah, you better get a vote this year. Like, come on. And it's surprising that we don't have Lamar Jackson in there.
You can't put Lamar Jackson. Did you see the game against the Chiefs?
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, thinking of last year's MVP and like his performance this year is just like, wow, this guy he needs a lot of work. He needs a lot of work.
Yeah. I think I said this on the podcast that teams are going to figure him out. Like, he's going to have to learn how to do something else.
Yeah. And
they don't have the receiver weapons that these other guys have.
No, he's got it tough. And maybe that plays a role in it too, right? His weak receiving core. But okay, we got Russell Wilson as our MVP right now, quarter of the season MVP. Let's hear one last word from our sponsors.
Samara & Jane is an Australian-based accessories retailer with all of the latest fashion trends from around the world. Ladies, update your style game with gorgeous earrings, necklaces, and other jewelry for affordable prices. And guys, you can shop for that special lady in your life too. Use discount code SPORTSREV30 for 30% off your entire order. That's SPORTSREV30 for 30% off your entire order. Use discount code at checkout at samaraandjane.com.
All right. I'm going to throw it right to Sports Reverend Drew to talk about our social media.
Yeah, make sure you like us, follow us, subscribe to us, whatever, on social media. Give us a follow, comment with us, interact with us, tell us what you want to hear, tell us if you disagree with us. We'd love to hear your opinions and what you want to hear more of on the show.
Awesome. I wanted to make sure you guys check out our website. Our website has been revamped thanks to Train to Invest. We had a professional come in and make it look nice instead of a 1995 looking website. So check it out. We have a growing members only section. So all you have to do to become a member is just sign into the website, and then you can access that section. And there's just basically right now a few quizzes on there and some extra ways to interact with us. We will have some other special things dropping on there as well. So stay tuned, check it out. We'll leave you guys with a message of peace this week. Because I think it's Ephesians 6 verse 10 to 18 talks about the armor of God, and we'll talk about the gospel of peace this week. Is using the gospel of peace basically refers to going out and sharing God's love with someone. So go ahead and do that this week. Maybe you're not even a believer or anything like that. Well, what you can do is go ahead and share some kindness this week. I've been inspired by even some of the people from around the sports world, just helping families out. Kyle Lowry knows it's Canadian Thanksgiving, and he helped 200 Toronto families in need with some Thanksgiving groceries. Go do something good. Go share some hope, share some love. And that's what the gospel of peace is, sharing God's love with everybody. All right. We'll be back again next week. Stay connected and peace out, world.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.